Ghost Coat Magazine is joined by Tyler from Yautja. How are you doing?
Doing well, thanks. Just normal day, going to work, all that.
Awesome. Well, thanks for taking the time to hang out with us after your busy day and keep promoting your awesome new record, The Lurch, out now on Relapse Records. Came out about 3 weeks ago. Super killer, sort of a whole new level. I know every band, it's very cliche to say that this latest album is our greatest album or our best effort or the most XYZ, but this really is like the most XYZ thing you guys have ever done.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it, man.
Word. It's very, it's like I found the previous work like, a little more direct and to the point in the songwriting. And this is, very adventurous and progressive. I don't know, you can throw a lot of writer adjectives on this thing, but like I wanted to get your words on it and hear from you what you guys sort of were thinking going, as you began the writing process, how this album took shape.
Well, I guess, yeah, to me, it's a pretty dense record. It's like, it's short. I mean, it's not short, but there's only 9 songs, but they're, like our last record was 13 songs in 37 minutes, and this one's 9 songs in 46 minutes or something. So it's a lot more to digest, I think. But yeah, writing it, we never really tend to sort of go for anything when we're writing. It's just like, see what happens, see what comes naturally, and hope that we end up liking it and that others like it too. But yeah, this record took years to write and took us a while to get all these songs finished and fleshed out. And I guess about half of them we toured, we played them on tour a good bit. So we got to sort of flesh them out that way. And then there's at least 3 songs on there that we never played live and still never played live. So that's exciting. It's nice to have some stuff to play when we tour again that's brand new to us, But yeah, we had 12 songs going into the studio, and 2 of them ended up on a split with Chapang, and one of them is sort of sitting around. But yeah, we didn't know what was going to end up on the record even, so just kind of let it happen as naturally as we could.
Nice. You did my work for me there. I was going to mention the single with Chapang, the split, and they are one of the best bands out there in the genre doing what they do. You guys have toured together, played fest together. I've seen you together. So super cool that you guys got to do that. And actually really interesting because most bands are afraid to play anything unheard live. And it's really cool. I think of your band as such a great live band. It makes a lot of sense now that I think about it, that like you try out stuff on the road for yourselves as much as to see the audience. But yeah, most bands are probably afraid to play anything unreleased live.
Yeah, we try and slip in 1 or 2 when we play and like see if anybody likes them. And yeah, at least like locally, a lot of people would be like hearing the record in Nashville, like Nashville friends are like, oh my God, it's so cool to hear that one recorded after seeing you guys play it so much. But like the Spectacle, we've been playing for a couple years, I think. And then The Wait, the 3rd single, that's one we've never played live still. So excited to get out there and try that one out for
Killer.
sure.
Yeah, killer. Speaking of live, obviously, certainly this has been an impossible time for our industry and the whole world. Of course, it's got bigger problems than musicians and people related to the music business. But Shirley, hopefully you and the band are whole in one piece. You haven't lost anybody to this terrible thing. Not to mention the income you have probably lost, time off the road, probably the most time you have been home, I'm guessing, in a long time. So I hope you guys are just okay in general as we get through this thing and we get ready to get back to shows.
Yeah, for sure. I think we've all been really lucky, and none of us got COVID. No one in our families got COVID. I've been employed since July, so that's nice. And yeah, I'd say we all ended up doing pretty well with it. The record was recorded last January in 2020, so that luckily we got it all finished before it all went down. Yeah, no travel. This has definitely been the longest I've been home in like 7 years or something. So it's pretty wild. Definitely a huge life change, adjustment and all that.
No doubt. I actually like speculated, not certainly I don't wish bad on anybody, but I was like, man, there's such a army of people who are used to being out in that lifestyle, vans and floors and, club showers and just kind of how do you adjust to being home after a while? Like I worry about people's mental health, and not just because of this whole thing, but on the stress in general that we all feel collectively, but just like band people, it's like my heart is with you. I don't know how you adjust to regular life. There are road crew people, tour managers, merch slingers who are they don't have a home. They just tour all the time until now. So
Totally. Yeah, it's definitely gone through phases where, like, at the beginning of COVID, I was like devastated for the first 2 or 3 months. I was just like, I didn't know what to do with myself. And I was lucky to get unemployment. So I wasn't like totally screwed on financially and all that. But like, man, it took a minute. And then after 3 months, I was like, this is kind of nice. Like, I live kind of out in the woods, or I did then. And it was like very peaceful. And I spent a lot of time outside, like hiking, and had a lot of time to play drums, which was great. And then I got a full-time job. And since then, I think it's really been hitting me a lot harder in the last few months, just like how desperate I am to travel again and play some shows and all that. It's like 9 to 5 life is sort of soul crushing.
for real.
Grateful as I am for, the work and all that, but it's still just like, man, can't believe this is how people live.
Right. All of us, we need to re-examine our priorities. And especially when you're such a creative and artistic person like yourself and the rest of the band, it's like, how do just adjusting. I can't imagine. And it's mind breaking to figure it all out. But I'm glad you at least are kind of finding your way through, and the rest of the group is also. And again, my heart goes out to everybody in this situation. But luckily, we got this album, and you got the album done and out. And again, like I said, this record's I find it very like again, I don't want to use cliched words, but progressive and expansive. I love the drumming. There's some really cool, inventive drum stuff on there I have not heard you do ever before in any group, which is saying something when you have made as many records as you have. So I didn't know if before you made the record or before the writing process, if you were, working on different things with your playing, or the writing of the songs brought this stuff out in you. I wonder, in a chicken egg kind of way, which one came first?
I think really it was the songs, like writing the songs themselves. Just like Shibby will just write these riffs, and I just don't know what to do with them at first. I'm just like totally just like at a loss. Like, what the hell is this? How do I play along to this? And then, yeah, he really brings out a lot of creativity in me. And I think we do with each other. And, as a band, it's like, I think we've really grown a lot together, and it was a process, it really did take a long time to get this record finished. And I wish we'd had more time to like all together, because Kayhan lives in Birmingham. So he's 3 hours away, and it's harder to get us all together in the same room like we used to, because he used to live in town here. But, we made it work. And yeah, drumming wise, I feel like it's all about, for me, just like writing something complementary to the guitar riffs. And it's like I like to write drum riffs rather than just playing a beat along, doing a straight double kick thing throughout or whatever, blast beats here and there, but not depending on them and all that. And then like when I practice, I have a hard time focusing on one thing. Like I'll come up with a little lick and just work on it for a while. And there's a lot more of the like fake double kick stuff on this record, with the floor tom and kick working together to sort of simulate the double kick sound. And I really challenged myself a lot with that stuff. And like a lot of the new songs sort of called for double kick. And of course, being that I do not use one, I had to find my way around it, find ways to fill that space and create a whole song using I don't know. I like to think that the drums, bass, and guitar in this band each play like a very equal role in the sound and the songs themselves. So it's always it's fun, but it's also a lot of struggling to get it all together,
I hear you. I love hearing about that inventiveness that you went through and undertook, and Also, I feel like the sound of your drums is, was very full on this record, whether it's the recording or your tuning. I feel like tuning is almost a little bit with extreme or underground metal, you want to say that, or just in general heavy music. Tuning is kind of a little bit of a forgotten importance. You hear a lot of like very pristine, tight drums, which are great. I love fast, tight, cool stuff. But like, I also like drums are a very melodic instrument in its own way without melody, with beats, right? Tuning of drums is important. And I feel like your kit is perfectly matched to the other instruments.
Damn, yeah, thanks a lot. I guess, I mean, I wouldn't say that I'm great at tuning drums. I'm not super confident with it, but I like drums to sound like drums, like I want the toms to sound the way they sound. And I try and tune the floor tom in a way to where it'll match the kick drum decently, and like get some tone out of them. A little bit of tone is really nice so that, they sing a little bit rather than just like a quick thud or something like that. But yeah, and then the room itself was massive, and that really helped a lot to create just like make the drum sound huge. That Studio B at Electrical Audio is just like an incredible room, and I was so fortunate to get to record in there.
What a head trip to record at that place, right? Where like some legendary albums have been made, and Albini, even if he didn't work on your thing, his fingerprint and DNA is all over that place. It's came from his brain, right? The whole place. So it's crazy and awesome that very fortunate that you got to work there.
Absolutely. Yeah. We spent some money and went for it. We were like, let's make this record all that we can. And yeah, definitely got to cross a couple things off my bucket list with this record, with Electrical Audio and Relapse and all that. It's nice. There goes a cattail.
We love cats here. Let's have all the cats. Making a presence felt. It's good. Yeah, man, it's killer. And then even the artwork on this thing also, in a very surrealist way matches the music too.
Cool. Yeah. I was really happy with it. Our friend Brandon Gertz, who had also done the art for the split with Forn we did a while back. We've worked with him before on t-shirts, and yeah, we've been good friends with him for a few years now. And we definitely sort of dragged our asses on figuring the art out, which we tend to do. It's always like, man, the art's the last thing to get finished. But yeah, I'm really glad we went with Brandon. We let him do whatever he wanted and just gave him the lyrics and the music. And we're just like, go with it. And we were pretty thrilled with it.
Nice. Your music is your baby. It's important to have a trust with somebody that you really believe in. So that's cool. Obviously, things are reopening and you have work now full time, but what are the prospects? When would you feel comfortable to get back on the road? Do you have stuff booked? What can we look forward to, if anything, to get to hear this music live again?
We've got a show in Atlanta booked on August 6th, and it's the Withered's record release. And I'm really curious to see if that one will happen or not. It feels really soon, but I don't know. Things are opening up and people are, barely wearing masks anymore where we are and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of wild. Some of it feels a little premature to me, but yeah, we're hoping to do like a bigger tour in October if it works out. It's like I think we're all kind of like, well, might as well book some things, and if everything goes to shit again, we'll cancel. But for now, let's be hopeful that we can get out there and play some shows. We got something pretty well booked for the end of November with a band we really love, so that one will be exciting. That seems pretty feasible, I think. Like end of November seems like I don't know. It's hard to tell what'll happen, but yeah, we're definitely trying to get out there as much as we can in the next year, play these songs live. And I'm especially excited to play the ones we've never played before.
Awesome. It's got to keep being interesting for you as much as you want the fans to enjoy the show. You have to continue to get satisfied that Jones as an artist to, this has to keep being good to me. That's why bands break up or dissolve, is they lose the love. So it's important that you keep fostering that for yourselves.
Totally. Yeah. One of the songs on the split also we haven't played live. So I love playing that song. That's The Kindling. That one we never played live. So I'm pretty stoked to try that one out as well.
Ooh, it's fire. I love that song. like I said, I love, yeah, the split is great. And such, again, you guys always choose very why, whether it's, you know, whatever it is, you guys seem to collaborate well with, you know, pick the right partners to collaborate with.
Yeah, I felt like it was a pretty good match. Like they had a, for them, relatively long, slow song. Like they're one of their like heaviest, more mid-pace songs, which is really cool. And then, you know, we had a real short one, and yeah, I think it was a good match. I'm happy we did that. And then we're talking to them about doing some international touring once things open up again as well next year. So hopefully that'll work out as well. We definitely want to go to Europe and Australia, wherever we can next year. But yeah, time will tell.
I hope so. I'm cautiously optimistic. I also am feeling a little weird. I'm vaccinated and I'm thrilled that I was relieved to get the second vaccination. And it does seem a little too much too soon. I see a lot of festivals and stuff getting booked for September, October. And I'm like, I'm stoked at the optimism and the enthusiasm. That's awesome. I want to see all these festivals happen. I'm rooting for us. You know, we need this. I need this shows back in my life. I miss it. It's like the death of a family member, these no shows. But I don't want to have us come back too fast and then have to shut down again because we all made these super spreader events. And even, you know, so like if I don't get sick, great, but I don't want anyone else to get sick. And enough people have died, you know, unnecessarily.
Definitely.
Just as we close things down here, I want to give you back your evening. Is there anything, any news on any of the other fronts of your other projects that you can share or can't share?
Well, as far as Yautja goes, we've written 3 new songs since the record, which I'm stoked about, and we've been getting back into writing. And you know, knowing us, we'll likely be playing a new song on the next tour we do, so trying one of those new ones out. But we're trying to stay productive as we can, because I don't think we played together for a year after the record was recorded, you know. But then just this last weekend I went down to New Orleans and worked on a bunch of new songs with Thou, and we actually demoed 8 brand new songs that I'd never played until this last weekend. So we'll see how that goes. That band is also trying to do a lot of writing before we do any touring. Yeah. And then Narwhal will return. We haven't done anything, but we definitely plan on getting together and seeing where things go. But I guess that's about it for me right now.
That's really exciting. I talked to Andy a few months ago, like probably before the start of the year, and we were talking about the work with Emma Ruth, and he had been saying, you know, without, like, obviously, look, you can't put quantify what Thou does in a way like that, but what he had said was he was hoping the work you guys have been doing on these last few releases would push you to the next different thing, which is what I love about that band, and I love about you and Andy and the whole crew, and just tremendous, you know, what a tremendous time for you personally and creatively. And just thank you for all this incredible music. It's definitely carried me through some dark times, some of the music you've made. So thank you. And, you know, I'm so excited to hear about all these things. New Yautja, new Thou, Narwhal eventually. Awesome, man.
Yeah. Well, thanks a lot, man. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see where things go.
Awesome. Us too. Tyler, man, thank you for hanging out with Ghost Cult. I appreciate your time today and talking about, you know, creativity and process. It's not so easy to put into words, but you did it very well. And you're extremely handsome cat.
Yeah, he's hanging out. He's trying to get in the picture here.
Gonna be singing some backup vocals soon.
Yeah, he's kind of got a little raspy voice, but you know, maybe it records well. Who knows?